Kubernetes Troubleshooting Overview. User: Hey, I've been having some issues with my Kubernetes setup. Any tips for troubleshooting? Assistant: Absolutely. Troubleshooting Kubernetes can be quite the challenge, but there are some key areas to focus on. Let's break it down step by step. User: Great. Where should I start? Assistant: Start by checking the status of your pods. You can use the command kubectl get pods -- all namespaces. This gives you a quick overview of all the pods and their statuses. Look out for pods that are in a crash, loop, backoff, or pending state. User: What does crash, loop, backoff mean? Assistant: It typically means that a pod is failing to start and is crashing repeatedly. To dig deeper, you can check the logs of a specific pod. Kubectl logs -n. This will show you the output from the pod's containers, which can provide clues about why it's failing. User: Got it. What if the pods are just stuck in pending? Assistant: If a pod is in pending, it might be due to insufficient resources or scheduling issues. You can check the events associated with the pod. Kubectl describe pod-n. Look for any messages at the bottom that indicate why it's not being scheduled. User: That makes sense. What about issues with services? Assistant: For services, ensure that they are correctly configured and reachable. Use kubectl get services -n. If a service isn't working, check its endpoints. Kubectl get endpoints -n. If there are no endpoints listed, your pods might not be matching the service selector. User: And what about persistent volumes? Assistant: If you're facing issues with persistent volumes, check their status with kubectl get PV, kubectl get PVC, and make sure the PVC is bound to the PV. If there are problems, you may need to look at the storage class and the underlying storage provider. User: Any final tips? Assistant: Don't forget to leverage Kubernetes events. They can provide insights into what's happening in your cluster. Use kubectl get events -n. And remember, the Kubernetes documentation is a fantastic resource for troubleshooting specific issues. User: Thanks. This is really helpful. I feel more confident to tackle these issues now. Assistant: You're welcome. Troubleshooting can be daunting, but with a systematic approach, you'll get to the bottom of it. Good luck.